Shalom, shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS. Salutations and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. All right, Israelite foreigners living amongst the heathen nations, but are Israelites through their father's side. All right, and you aqua, that's humbling yourself. Peace and shalom. All right, good scripture to start with here is Friendship of the World scripture. But look at here, Omega Phi Psi Fraternity Inc. And you know, the scriptures mention those that are receive benefits from the world, or the scripture I'm referring to is in I think it's 2 Ezra 9. And you know what, now that I mentioned it, let me grab it. Come on. Second Ezra 9. It's somewhere in here. It says here, verse 9 and 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Okay? And these are examples of those that have received benefits from the world. You know? And there's a lot more that comes behind that's going on with these fraternities behind the scenes and their role they play in, you know, America's society. It's sinister. It's sinister. Okay? So dive into scriptures here. Yeah, the Lord refers to him as a hypocritical nation. Hope it's not this world, the world into this world. James 4:4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. Okay? Adulterers, don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of the Most High? I say it again. If you want to be a friend of the world, ye make yourself an enemy of the Most High. Okay? And I'm going to try and make this a quick one because I want to upload it to another site. And the other site is, I'm not sure they, you know, sometimes they allow lengthier videos to be put up. Sometimes they don't. But anyway, I'm just going to continue to go on with it. So anyway, these are examples of those that are friends of the world, man. You know, this is an example of 2 Maccabees 4. 2 Maccabees 1 and no, 1 Maccabees 1 and 2 Maccabees 4. And I think it's actually 4 and 5. I thought I had it marked. 4. So like it's 4 and 15. Okay. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but let's start up. So I'll give you an example who it's even referring to. All right. Besides this, he promised to assign All right, starting at the top. This Simon now, of whom we spake afore, having been a betrayer of the money and of his country, slandered Onias, and if he had terrified Heliodorus, and been the worker of these evil. Thus was he bold to call him a traitor, that had deserved will of the city, and tendered his own nation, and was so zealous of the law. But when their hatred went so far that by one of Simon's factions murders were committed, Onias, seeing the danger of this contention, and that Apollonius has been the governor of Seleucia, and Phineas did rage and increase Simon's malice. He went to the king, not to be an accuser of his countrymen, but seeking the good of all, both public and private. For he saw that it was impossible that the state should continue quiet, and Simon leave his folly, unless the king did look thereunto. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus, called Epiphanes, took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest, promising unto the king by intercession 303 score talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more. And that's the thing with dealing with these heathens, man. These heathens do promise you a lot, and he does. He promises Jakes, and he gives Jakes these benefits. It's the same thing. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise. A place where they can exercise butt ass naked. Found ways after the heathen, and for the training up of youth and the fashions of the heathen. And that's kind of funny. When I used to work out at the gym, Lifetime Fitness, this is in the early 2000s, it was always these college boys, and I'm talking about the ones, especially like the ones I knew, the brothers that I knew. These motherfuckers always walking around the gym naked, in the locker rooms naked, man, with no problem. They had no problem with that, man. And for the training up of the youth and the fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians, found that's the ways of the heathen. And it's our customs to to cover our nakedness, And so I'm not sure what a precept is, and let me see if I can find it though. It's just not a custom of ours being around each other naked. I mean, I don't see how any man could be comfortable around another man ass butt naked, man. That's just weird. That's weird. Creepy. And you see what happened with, and Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father. You see what happened to him. He got cursed looking at his father's nakedness. It's just not a custom of ours. You see how Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backwards, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And that's the thing about these niggas, man. They just Jake's nasty, man. And you heard it out of Nate's mouth. He like nasty shit. He likes nasty stuff. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto my altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereupon. That's for friends. Leviticus 18:6, none of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Leviticus 18:7, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. Nakedness of thy sister, it goes on and on. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for there is thine own nakedness. You see, keep going. Just naked, nasty, man. Just missing off a lot in Leviticus. All right, but the main point was right here, dealing with Genesis 9. You know, especially dealing with family and okay, so maybe go back to that. And where was I at? Okay, train up the youth in the fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians, which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nations to Greekish fashion. All right, see? Which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion, and the royal privileges granted a special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid. He took away and putting down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up new customs against the law. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, and increase of heathenish manner, through exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. And that wretch, using wretch there, is showing in a form of the word there has been used for like disappointed or disgust, or in disgust for. Following after again following after these heathenish manners. Slack it. Tongue is stumbling. Let me do this. Place of exercise, and that word. Let me go to the etymology. Gym. And I'm not sure if it's gym or exercise. I think it's gym though. Pastor Hart mentions it quite a few times. There you go. It means naked. Gym means naked. Here, I remember being in the gym about to take a shower, man. I'm walking to the shower. Either might talking to me, man, but I dismiss my, I'm going to talk to you in a little bit, man. I'm about to take a shower real quick. This motherfucker's following me in the fucking shower, man. I wanted to smack the living shit out this, man. Come on, man. I went a little off, but I dismissed him, man. Come on, I got to take a shower. Go on, man. Like little freaky fools, man. That's these gyms, man. They're full of freaks, full of bunch of damn freaks, man. But let me get to my point. Let me finish that precept, then jump to James there. So it says, and remember, the words here been used here. Now such was the height of Greek fashion and increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch and no high priest, that the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifice, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise, the gym, after the game of discus called them forth, not setting by the honors of their fathers, our customs and manners, which consist of laws, statutes, and commandments. He's going against it, not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. Okay? By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things. Ain't nothing changed. Not a damn thing has changed, man. Ain't nothing changed. Most High's going to destroy these people, man. Most High's going to destroy them. He has no pleasure in these profane individuals, these hypocrites. These hypocrites, man. Because that's basically what they are. A bunch of goddamn hypocrites. So it says here, and it's like I read that already. These fools that are friends of the world. You know? Friends of the world. So right here, I will send him, Isaiah 10:6, I will send him against, Esau, Edom. I will send him against an hypocritical nation. And against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire in the streets. And go into that word hypocritical. That word hypocritical. Look at that. Look at this. The profane hypocrite, irreligious, godless. Hypocritical, godless. These niggas is godless, man. And profane, hypocrite, and irreligious. And the word that caught my eye is right here. Look at this right here. Impious. Interesting word. And this is with their customs, their way, and they themselves, not showing respect or reverence, especially for the Most High. It says, especially for a God. In our case, it's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, not showing respect or reference. Their God is who? Esau, Edom, the world. Their Greek customs. These are a bunch of freaks, man. They're a bunch of nasty freaks. First Corinthians 8:9. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. The power of choice, liberty of doing as one pleases. The ability or strength with which one is endued, which he either possesses or exercises. the power of authority, influence, and of right, privilege. The power of authority, influence, and of right, privilege. Mm. And it's become a stumbling block to them. So I'm going to get this first Maccabees 1. Scriptures don't miss a beat, man. So starting here, first Maccabees 1:11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. And and I'm going to go into that word covenant. And it's like an agreement. A covenant is an agreement. Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Same state of mind that when we were delivered up out of the land of Egypt, where the masses of people wanted to go right back. You know, they felt that they had a better chance in Egypt, you know, than having freedom, not living under those Egyptians, man. So they choose the captivity. They choose the hard bondage. There's no different. There's no change, man. Ain't nothing changed. The same fools are that was crying then. The same ones. See if I can. Where is that? Let me think. Let's see if I can find that in Exodus. Slocky, just going with the flow, just going with the spirit. And I think they said to die. It's just it. Oh, here we go. Exodus 14:8, and the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand, but the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots, and Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea, besides Pihahiroth, before Baal Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And the what I was referring to was it was after Pharaoh's death, and they were in the wilderness. But let's continue reading. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. Nothing changed. They even said, like we said, it said, is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt? Niggas, man. Niggas. It said, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. And that's pretty much what it is when they go get their degrees. There are different levels of degrees through these universities. That's their license. That's their license. You know, when they brand themselves on their arms, and whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. And they teach their kids the same thing, man, to follow after their same ways, you know, and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. Well, these are examples of that. Nigga, man. I had a cartoon picture of, let me see. There it is. After the customs of the heathens. And again, these are those that receive benefits. Mm, mm, mm. I don't know what's going on with my bicep. It seems to be one of, like a Charlie horse, you know, spasms in it for some reason. I don't know. I'm having 19 bulging discs, man. Them nerves, them different nerves, comes with a whole different sets of problems. But I deal with it. Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Sigma Gamma Rho, Delta Sigma Theta. It's a whole group of these, the enemies of our people, man. You know, the 2/3. A list of African American fraternities. And let me close with this first, this last search here. There you go. Sigma Phi Pi Phi, also known as the Boule, founded in 1904, is the oldest fraternity for African Americans, but Israelites. Let's keep it real here. Of course, we're not no goddamn African Americans. We are Hebrew Israelites. All right. The fraternity does not have collegiate chapters and is designed for professionals at mid-career or older. Anyway, whatever. I spelled it wrong. I spelled it with an A instead of an E. Let me do this. There you go, Boule, ancient Greek customs. The Boule is in cities of ancient Greece. The Boule, ancient Greek. was a council appoint run daily affairs of the city. Originally a council of nobles advising a king Boule, evolving according to the constitution of the city. Boule positions might have been hereditary. And just like the guys I grew up with, whose their parents worked for Anheuser-Busch, some of them worked through Coca-Cola and Honda. You know, they would hire their sons and their daughter, get their sons and their, just like I said, the guys I grew up with, they followed right after their parents. The ones their parents had it going on. My mom and dad, they struggled. I mean, you thought my dad worked, but there were some parents that they had it going on, man. Growing up, my friends, so-called friends grew up with, they had all the video games, the best ones. Fridge was always full of food. Yard was always well manicured. Living good, man. And they followed right after the footsteps of their parents. I myself, my dad's no longer with me. I don't have nothing owned by my dad. No type of, nothing inherited from my father, man. Nothing. That's some curses. Athenian Boule, the original council of Athens, was the Areopagus. It consists of ex-archons and was aristocratic in character. So there you got the point. But I wanted it to, I was searching for something. Just trying to keep my arms stretched out. And again, what's that? John, what is it? John 8 was it John 8:44? You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you shall do. Perfect example. Perfect example. John 8:44. John 8:44, yep. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. And the devil ain't talking about Satan. The devil is talking about Esau, Edom. All right? He was the one, that same spirit of, in the spirit of Cain. That murder, he murdered his brother. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth because there is no truth in him. I ain't talking about Satan. Prone to slander, slanderous, accuser falsely, a calumniator, hater, false accuser, slanderer, applies to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil. A man. Look, applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil, or to side with him, to side with Satan. So it's talking about a man or a nation of people. Esau, Edom. You are of your fathers the devil. So, here you go. Repent or burn, demons. Shalom.